I rise tonight to share my disappointment in another case of serious sexual harassment by a current senator that is currently under investigation. A married senator. This same senator has also forced the Australian taxpayer to pay out other previous unfair dismissal cases during his term. Each of those people have been gagged from speaking publicly about their experience, and I respect the decision they've made to accept those terms and remain silent. But what is disappointing is that this parliament has allowed the horrible treatment of staff to continue without this senator being forced to go through some form of training to prevent the poor treatment of his employees.
What's your take on this debate? Share your opinion in the comments below and join the conversation. Do you agree or disagree with the arguments made?
I'm not talking about one or two staff. I'm talking more than 6 in this term of parliament. And I blame this parliament for allowing the gag orders to leave this vulnerable woman exposed to the treatment she's gone through. This gutless wonder we call senator should tonight hang his head in shame. Madam Deputy President, I expect the behaviour of all elected members to be honourable. What senators in this place need to understand is that our staff are no different to us. Just because you wear the red pin doesn't give you permission to place your unwanted hands or lips on your staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Inside Australia's parliament, this wasn't a routine debate or a clash over policy. What unfolded was something far more serious, an issue that cuts straight to accountability, workplace conduct, and the standards expected from those in power. It began when Pauline Hanson stood up and delivered a blunt and direct statement that immediately shifted the mood in the chamber. There was no political sugarcoating. She raised concerns about an ongoing investigation involving a current senator and allegations of serious sexual harassment. But what made this moment even more striking was the suggestion that this wasn't an isolated incident. According to the statement, multiple cases involving staff had already occurred, and in some instances, those cases had resulted in financial payouts. That alone raises a difficult question. How can repeated issues surface, cost taxpayers money, and still fail to trigger stronger action or oversight? And that's where the focus moved beyond one individual and onto the system itself. Because if claims like these continue over time, it points to something deeper than just personal behavior. It suggests a lack of enforcement, a lack of consequences, and potentially a culture where problems are allowed to continue unchecked. Hanson also pointed to the use of confidentiality agreements, which prevent staff from speaking publicly about their experiences. Whether standard practice or not, it creates a situation where serious concerns may never fully reach public scrutiny. That's a problem in any workplace, but especially in Parliament, because this is supposed to be the place where laws are made, where leadership is demonstrated, and where standards are set for the entire country. If accountability appears weak at that level, it raises concerns about trust and transparency. Another key point raised was simple but powerful. The idea that staff should be treated with the same respect as anyone else. No position, no title, no symbol of office should ever excuse inappropriate behavior. That's not a political argument. That's a basic expectation in any professional environment. Now, it's important to acknowledge that these are allegations under investigation and due process matters. But raising concerns like this publicly also plays a role in ensuring that issues are taken seriously and not overlooked. Because without scrutiny, there can be no real accountability. And that leads to the bigger question. Is Parliament doing enough to prevent situations like this? Are systems in place strong enough to protect staff and enforce standards? Or do moments like this reveal gaps that need to be addressed? This wasn't just a speech. It was a spotlight on a serious issue that goes beyond politics. It's about responsibility, leadership, and whether those in power are held to the standards they are expected to uphold. So, what do you think? Should stronger action be taken in situations like this? And does this raise concerns about how accountability is handled at the highest level? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more clear, straightforward breakdowns of what's happening inside Parliament, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned.